If you enjoy our reading, can you please share with your friends and your families? Kindly subscribe to our channel, comment and let us know how you're doing. Send in your pictures, your poem, your songs and anything you created while listening to us. We'd love to exchange your creative ideas with us and we'll work together as a community. Kindly subscribe once again.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to read in Reading in Joan. Today, I am going to read a book that is about a pirate looking after his baby girl. And let's begin. The title is Captain Pike Looks After the Baby, written by Marjorie Newman and illustrated by Kate Pankhurst. Mrs. Pike was feeling frantic. "I'll never finish this painting in time for Gram's birthday," she cried. "The baby keeps me so busy." "Don't worry," said Captain Pike. "She can come with me on my pirate ship." Mrs. Pike looked at him. He was away at sea so much he'd never tried taking care of the baby before. It will be easy peasy," said Captain Pike, packing the baby's things. Proudly, Captain Pike carried the baby aboard the Green Beetle. The crew looked at the baby. "You can all help to take care of her," smiled Captain Pike. The crew looked at each other. They said nothing. The Green Beetle set sail. The baby cried. "Grindstone," said Captain Pike, "change the baby." "Not me," said Grindstone, holding his nose. "I'm first mate, not baby minder." The other pirates quickly disappeared about their work. Captain Pike changed the baby himself. He wasn't very good at it. The baby began to cry again. "Meddler!" shouted Captain Pike, taking the baby down to the galley. "The baby's hungry. Give her a bottle." "Not me," cried Meddler. "I'm ship's cook, not baby minder." "You don't want hungry pirates, do you?" Captain Pike shuddered at the thought. Captain Pike fed the baby himself. She hiccuped a lot. Then she cried. Captain Pike rocked her. He jiggled her. He even tried singing to her. At last he put her on his shoulder and patted her back. The baby gave an enormous bleh. Then she snuggled down in Captain Pike's arm and went to sleep. "Hush, everyone," ordered Captain Pike softly. "Don't wake the baby." "Pirate ship approaching," the lookout whispered loudly. It was the Blue Raider. On board were their deadly enemies, Captain Whitebeard and his crew. "Get ready to fight," said Gramstone. Captain Whitebeard and his crew jumped aboard the Green Beetle, yelling and shouting. Captain Pike's crew yelled and shouted even more. Captain Pike rushed to his cabin door. "Stop that noise!" he bellowed. "You'll wake the baby!" The pirates froze, and then "Wah! Now you've woken her up yourself," chuckled Captain Whitebeard. After that there was no more fighting. Captain Whitebeard, who loved children and had 10 of his own, stayed all day. He bathed and changed and fed the baby. He played peep-bo with her and sang her a lullaby. Captain Pike learned a lot. And the other pirates soon discovered that it was much more fun to be friends than to fight all the time. They compared cutlasses, swapped treasure maps, and sang sea shanties, while Meddler brought round lots of delicious food and drink. At last the Blue Raider sailed away, and Captain Pike set course for a short trip round the islands. He had a busy time doing 2 jobs at once. At the end of the voyage, Captain Pike carried the baby ashore. "How was it?" asked Mrs. Pike. "Easy peasy," said Captain Pike. But then he yawned wearily. Mrs. Pike looked at him. Then she began to laugh. Captain Pike looked at her. He began to laugh too. "Well, maybe it wasn't easy peasy," he spluttered at last, "but I'd do it again any time." And he gave them both a great big parroty hug. The end. Hey guys, did you like my book? I hope you did. Now, let me read the blurb. A blurb is based on the book. Shh, don't wake the baby. Captain Pike discovers that looking after a baby isn't quite as easy as he thought in this crazy piratical mix of cutlasses and lullabies, treasure maps and nappies. Bye guys. I'll see you next time when I'm reading a book.
You must have had a very brilliant weekend. I did. I had a lot of talking to do this weekend. But what the last thing we said? Don't worry, be happy. And on that note, we are going back to our favorite story, Desmond and the Very Mean Word. Hopefully today we're going to finish it. Now, as we've been reading about forgiveness, I'd like us to sing a song. It's called Forgive One Another. And you sing with me as you learn it. Forgive, forgive, forgive one another. This is what we should do. Forgive, forgive, forgive one another, even as God has forgiven you. Forgive, forgive, forgive one another. This is what you should do. Forgive, forgive, forgive one another, even as God has forgiven you. Let's go back to Desmond. Last week, remember we're talking about somewhere in South Africa, and this is South Africa down in this map, and Desmond used to stay here, or Desmond stays here, and he was having problems with some boys who were bullying him, and he was having a conversation with Father Tutu, who was teaching him or talking to him about forgiveness. And on Saturday, myself and the J girls, we decided to have a brief memory lane down into forgiveness as a family and all the things that have happened to us. It was interesting because forgiveness gives you the power and makes you a better person than the person that hurts you. So remember, forgiveness is like a magic. Let's see what Desmond did afterwards. A week later, Desmond was riding his bicycle down the street where he saw the boy with red hair surrounded by 2 older boys. That teach you. I'll take that again. That will teach you, one of them said, docking the head of a red-headed boy in a bucket of water. You want to see that, kids? I'll show you that. That is terrible. That is called bullying. Seconds later, the boy managed to raise his head, his wet hair standing up like a carrot top. He looked as if he was about to cry. A woman appeared at the door. "Leave your brother alone," You are as bad as your father. Now get in this house before I... She didn't finish her sentence before the boys were inside the door and the door was slammed shut. To Desmond's surprise, he felt sorry for the red-headed boy. A few days later, Desmond ran into the neighborhood market to buy his father a newspaper. Out of the corner of his eyes, he saw a flash of red. Turning, Desmond realized it was the red-headed boy. He was standing alone in front of the sweets counter. It was filled with lollipops and delicious-looking chocolate. Desmond wanted to say something, but what? Thinking of the mean word he had shouted at the boy, Desmond finally blurted out, "I am sorry for what I said." The boy looked at him speechlessly. Finally, he stammered, I guess, well, Desmond didn't need the boy to say he was sorry. It could have been nice, but Father Trevor had said it really wasn't necessary. "I forgive you," Desmond said quietly. As soon as the words were out of his mouth, Desmond felt a little stronger and a little braver and stood up a little taller. Wow. Do you want me to read that again? I think I like those words. As soon as the word came out of his mouth, the words, "I forgive you," Desmond felt a little stronger, a little braver, and stood up a little taller. Kids at home, would anybody like to write me a poem or a song about forgiveness and how it makes you to feel? I would really love to have it. After buying the newspaper, Desmond went outside. The red-headed boy was sitting on a milk crate under a shady tree. The boy stood up and moved towards him. Desmond froze. The boy looked around to see if anyone was watching, and then handed Desmond a piece of chocolate. For just a moment, Desmond looked into the other boy's eyes and smiled. Then he hurried to get back on his bike, first popping the piece of chocolate into his mouth. Did you see that? The boy shared his piece of chocolate with Desmond. That is very kind. As the sun set behind the houses, Desmond pedaled home fast. Not out of fear, but out of joy. The cool wind felt good against his face. He wanted the sweet taste of chocolate on his tongue to last forever. Slowly, he spread his hands out as wide as if he was flying. At last, he knew what it felt to be free. It was as if he could embrace the whole world with his outstretched hands. This is the feeling you have when you are finally forgiven. You are on top of the world and you are so happy. I've had that feeling several times. It's very easy and better to forgive. And that is the end of a story. I know sometimes it's hard to forgive, but you can try it. It will free you. It's a miracle. I have experienced it, and you can do it too. Again, forgive, forgive, forgive one another. This is what you should do. Forgive, forgive, forgive